This bicentennial quarter should not exist like this, but it does, and it is real. This 1976 bicentennial quarter was struck on the wrong metal, graded MS 62 by PCGS. This is not damage. This is a mint error. It happened when a blank Planchet intended for a Jefferson nickel was accidentally fed into the press used for bicentennial quarters. So instead of a normal quarter Planchet, the coin was struck on a smaller nickel Planchet, and that creates a wrong Planchet error, a coin that should not exist in normal production. This is not something created on purpose, it is a minting accident, and that is what makes it interesting to collectors, because errors like this are rare and limited in number. This bicentennial design represents the 200th anniversary of American independence, with the dual date 1776 to 1976. But in this case, it was struck on the wrong metal. The coin shows light golden tones with subtle pale lilac shades. It has a soft satin luster across the surface. The strike is moderately centered, with strong detail visible in Washington's hair, and even in arrow coins, strike quality matters. This specific example sold at auction for $120. Most people would never notice this coin. They would spend it as normal change. So next time you see a bicentennial quarter, take a closer look, because some mistakes can be valuable. Next up, a 2005p West Virginia state quarter, but this is not a normal coin. It was struck on a copper Planchet, graded MS 66 red brown by PCGS. And what makes this piece significant is not just the strike, but the metal it was struck on. This coin was accidentally struck on a pre-1982 copper cent Planchet, weighing approximately 3.1 grams. Before 1982, US cents were made of solid copper alloy. After 1982, that composition changed to a zinc core with a thin copper coating. So when a modern quarter is struck on an older copper Planchet, you get a major minting anomaly, a cross-metal error, and those are extremely uncommon in circulation. Despite the Planchet mismatch, the design remains fully intact. The date is sharp, the mint mark is bold, and the bridge structure across the portrait is clearly visible. Even with the error, the strike quality remains strong. The surfaces show layered toning, red at the periphery, transitioning into lilac hues, with gunmetal blue and sea green tones toward the center, creating a complex and highly unusual visual effect. This combination of error type, strike quality, and toning places the coin in a category that collectors actively seek, and this specific example realized a price of $9,000 at auction. Next highlight, a 2001p North Carolina state quarter, but this is not a normal example. This coin was struck on a foreign Planchet, graded MS 64 red by PCGS, and this type of mint error is considered highly unusual. State quarters are already widely produced, but finding one struck on the wrong Planchet is an entirely different category of rarity. It represents a major minting deviation during production. What makes this piece particularly important is the strike placement. The centering is shifted, but still reveals strong detail of the Wright brothers' memorial. Remarkably, the full figure of Wilbur Wright remains clearly visible. However, portions of the peripheral lettering are missing on the left side due to the off-center strike. The mint mark and most of the date remain intact and readable. The surface displays rich orange-red toning, blending into deeper gray undertones across the fields, with selective highlights appearing on the raised details. This contrast creates a strong visual depth across the coin surface. Errors of this nature are not commonly preserved in high-grade condition, and this specific example reached a price of $99,000 at auction. And finally, we have a 2007 Montana State Quarter struck on a Saint Planchet, graded MS64, read by PCGS. This is a double denomination mint error, and it is significantly rarer than standard striking mistakes. The Montana State Quarter was only produced for a limited period in 2007, which makes surviving error examples even more important to collectors. In this case, the quarter design is struck over a Saint Planchet, creating a visible overlap of two denominations in one coin. The date and mint mark remain clearly visible, while parts of the Lincoln Memorial columns appear faintly underneath the Washington design. Even traces of the underlying cent inscription can be detected beneath the word quarter dollar. The metal flow is heavily distorted due to the incorrect Planchet type, creating irregular texture across the fields and raised elements. Despite the error, key design elements remain partially readable and identifiable. This combination of dual denomination strike and visible undertype makes it a highly collectible mint mistake. This extraordinary piece sold for $8,400 at auction. Thanks for watching. This is the world of modern mint errors, where small production mistakes become high-value discoveries and ordinary coins turn into extraordinary collectibles. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more rare coin discoveries. And remember, sometimes the most valuable treasures are hiding in plain sight.